I used to spend nearly 12 hours every week loading cash into my ATMs. That's 48 hours a month, more than a full work week, driving around, counting bills, and dealing with maintenance issues that popped up. Now I complete my entire route in less time than that, even with more machines than I started. The difference is a cash loading system that I developed through many nights of trial and error that completely transformed my ATM business. Today I'm pulling back the curtain of the system for the first time. It's not just about efficiency, it's about reclaiming your time while maximizing your profits. This is exactly how I did it. So when I started, I didn't have a filling cycle. From the time you fill this ATM to the time you replenish that ATM, that's a filling cycle. That could be anywhere from 5 days to 10 days, it's 14 days to 28 days, depending on what you're comfortable with, but that's a filling cycle. But I didn't have anything. I was going willy-nilly filling ATMs. Hey, at the location called and say ATM's out of money, then I ran and I put cash in there. I put in bare minimum amount of cash into the ATM, trying to stretch what I was doing. I had no way to track the cash or how often it was running out of money at all. And I was running out of cash way too often. Just when I thought I mastered one location, another location ran out. And then I had all kinds of service issues. The ATMs were going down communication-wise, dispenser errors, the ATMs were constantly getting jammed, and I didn't know what was going on. To say the least, I was a complete mess in the ATM business. And a location came to me and said, if you're going to continually run out of money at this ATM, I'm going to have to get somebody else. That's really when I said, you know what, I got to get my act together, I got to figure out what I'm doing here, or I'm building a business that is going to be taken away because I'm not doing the right business, and I'm making my company look bad, I'm making myself look bad. I asked somebody to trust me and believe in me to put an ATM and service their business, and I wasn't fulfilling things on my end. So I had to change my way, and I had to figure out what am I doing wrong and how do I solve it. So this is about what I'm going to share with you, what I developed and how it changed my game. So I developed 3 principles: the cash requirement principle, the filling schedule principle, and the communication and maintenance principle. The cash requirement principle. So what you need to do is you need to pull 18 months of history. This will really give you a good cycle. A lot of people say, well, I'm pulling the last 2 weeks. That's not enough time. You have to pull 18 months. Now, one of the caveats are, okay, Phil, I'm just got into business. How am I going to pull 18 months of history? You're not. You're going to track it as you go through your business. The whole cycle is going to take you 18 months. But today, let's say we're in a month of March. March is going to be different than April, and every month is going to be different than the last month. But when you see, you'll be able to see this pattern again next year. This is the nice thing about tracking. So if you're just new to the game, start writing it down. You can do that with bank statements, is what you can do in the beginning. You can also use the ATM portal to help you with this. Either one will work. And the cash, that'll give you how much money you're going to have in a given amount of time, which let's say is a month, and you'll understand this month is going to be more because every month is different than the last, and every month has different cash constraints. I didn't understand that in the beginning because I was just basically going off the last 2 weeks. I was looking at a little picture instead of looking at the big picture. And in the ATM business, if you look at the big picture, this will solve a lot of your time constraints. Now the filling principle. Now you know how much cash you're going to go through in a given month. Now what you want to do is you want to analyze each location and say, okay, this time, this is where your ATM portal comes in, you can track for the last 18 months. Again, if you're just new to the game, you can track from week to week because this month is going to be different than the next month. So if you were in March, March is going to be different than April. And you'll be able to track it as you go up in cash and as you go down. You could also, through your ATM portal, you could say, okay, I pushed this much through the ATM in a given amount of time. How much was it per day? What I try to tell you guys is try to be consistent, but don't be predictable. What does that mean? This is what it means, is if you're going to fill every 7 days, then fill every 7 days for a while to get that schedule down. But don't go at the same time. I always tell you, if you have 5 ATMs, fill 1 through 5 and then 5 through 1. Or move the day which way, one way or another. Maybe instead of every Tuesday, move it to Tuesday, Wednesday. So you're not predictable, but that little bit will give you not predictable, keep you safe, but it'll give you a way to track the money, and so you're not running out of money. And then number 3, maintenance and communication principle. When I first started out in the game, I was using the location's phone line, then we went to internet and I was using their internet. I wasn't taking the communication for myself. Now, by doing it and putting it on cellular, yes, we incur a little bit of cost, but then I started analyzing how much money am I wasting doing service calls because they switched internet providers and I'm just going to give you, 3. It could be Verizon, it could be AT&T, it could be Comcast or Spectrum. These are in our area. And what happens is they might go from a Verizon to a Comcast, or a Comcast to Verizon, and first thing they do, Comcast comes in, they give a new router, they check to make sure the cameras are working, make sure security is working, make sure the POS is working, and they always forget about my ATM. Then we get a call, 2 days later, 3 days later, ATM isn't working, we go to location, anything changed? No, nothing changed. Well, I don't remember every location, I can't remember if it was Comcast, Verizon, Spectrum, whatever, and I traced the wire back, boom, our ATM's unplugged. Sometimes the guy would cut the wire. All right, great. They didn't know what it was. We don't need it. We're getting it out of here. All right, now we have a challenge. I have to either run a wire that night or figure out a way the next day to get that hooked up. We eliminated all that by going with cellular. I control the deal. If their internet goes out, my cellular doesn't. It solved an issue with communication. The other thing we did is a maintenance issue. Now to show some Gen Mega, they update all the time. Or if you're with Triton or Balloon, they update all the time. And the first thing they always say is when we're having an issue with the ATM, you call in to them, say, hey, I got this issue. First thing they say is, oh, what software version you're on. If you're not on the latest greatest, they always say the same thing. Well, when you update it, then give me a call because we fixed all those issues in update. That's not always true. It's a baloney situation, but I learned to deal with that. What we do is we upgrade every 6 months, usually in January and June. That's usually enough time for them to say, okay, well, you're on version 15, we're on version 21, but I understand that'll work for us. But if they're on version 21 and you're on version 0, that's too many upgrades, they won't even talk to you. So the way we do that is we upgrade every 6 months. We put on the latest greatest in the 6 months. And the truth be told, PDQ, what we do is I test a lot of the software, so we constantly testing the latest greatest version, and then I don't recommend, if it causes more problems than it solves, then I don't recommend it. So they might be on version 15 and we're on version 10 because 10 was solid, 15 had some bugs in it, or 14, 13, but we test all the latest greatest software. So if you ever want to know what's the latest greatest software that is stable, what I would consider, you can always call us, we'll help you through the process. But by doing that, that eliminated a lot of challenges. The other thing is when we go every 6 months to upgrade, we were cleaning the dispenser. They all have little eyes or sensors. We were cleaning the dispensers, blowing out the dispenser, and we keep track of rejects. How many rejects are going in a given amount of time, in a month? Did we go through 1 reject, 2 rejects, 3 rejects? If we're monitoring our money and we're doing a good job there, ATM shouldn't reject. If it is rejecting, then there's an issue with the dispenser. And then we can monitor that and say, okay, every time we go to the ATM, there's 4 or 5 rejects, 4 or 5 rejects. It's time to switch that dispenser out and get that dispenser rebuilt, or clean the eyes, do some basic maintenance to minimize that. If we did the basic maintenance, it didn't work, we still have a lot of rejects, then it's time to switch the dispenser out because there's something that's going wrong with the dispenser that's causing these rejects. And the last thing I don't want is on a Friday or Saturday night, it binds up, bills get stuck, takes the belts off, and now you got a 45 minutes to an hour, and you got to take out the dispenser, put the belts back on, and put it back in the location. That whole thing, especially on a Friday night, Saturday night, if you're in a busy location or a gas station in the middle of the day, it's not a good situation to do. You want to eliminate that by doing preventative maintenance. Once I knew how much cash I needed and could put more money in certain locations that had a heavier cash requirement than other locations, then I could do a better job of maintaining my cash, therefore not running out of cash at a variety of ATMs. We also didn't have, in the beginning, we didn't have a routine maintenance schedule. Developed a routine maintenance schedule by upgrading to the latest service twice a year, and during that process, cleaning the dispenser eyes, blowing out the dispenser. We also changed our communication to make sure that we controlled our communication, and I didn't rely on the location's communication anymore. By doing this, we drastically minimized all our service and cash requirements, giving me more time to spend with my family. It was these 3 simple steps that helped me minimize the amount of wasted time that I was spending in the ATM business. If you're thinking about starting your own profitable ATM business but didn't know where to start, I want to invite you to our checklist entitled ATM Business Passive Income Checklist. The 5 things you need to know to start your profitable ATM business so you can have a clear roadmap towards ATM business success. You can earn between $250 and $1,500 in passive income every single month. I want you guys to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for viewing, and we'll see you at the next ATM Mastermind Group.